Hear myself breathing. Oh boy. Test, test, test. Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2. Microphone check 1, 2, 1, 2. Seems like it's a little bit hot. Testing 1, 2. Can we hear it now, baby? Can you hear me now? Testing 1, 2, 3. How does this sound? How does this sound? This sounds very low. Sounds low. A lot of squeaking. A lot of squeaking.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hinsdale Central versus Bennett. Coming up on 3.5 minutes remaining. Bennett lead the Red Devils by 30 points. Good, that's good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Sounds good. So this is the other end of the floor. Might wanna, yeah, I'm gonna move that a little bit and like change it. Like, can we angle this a little bit more, like, or this way? Okay. Got it. Yeah. Follow the action on this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, for sure. I'd be open to, yeah. Just leave everything here. Okay. All right, so just unplug it from like the red cord and then just, you got it. Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be open to that for sure. Yeah, because if I have time. Okay. Well, yeah, there's some players I'm also that'd be good too. So I just grab them. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. Thank you. No problem. For sure. Yeah, we can get you in there for sure. This is DePaul versus Rich next up, right? Should be a good game. And welcome to the 22nd annual Riverside Brookfield Summer Shootout. As we headed here for Game 2 of the tournament. On Main Gym Court 5, it's DePaul versus Rich Township. And DePaul will tip it and go to start here. Starting 5 of Ryken Wu, A.J. Chambers. Number 33, Gus Johnson. Number 35, Rayshawn Porter. And number 2, Blake Choice. On the other end of the floor, starting for Rich Township, number 20, Zion Gibson. Number 25, Jaden Williams. Number 10, Amari Winters. Number 5, Kevon Ammons. And Winters will draw the contact and go to the line for 2. Number 4, Tayshawn Eaton, also on the floor for the Raptors to start. A.J. Chambers operating as point guard for the Rams. Gus Johnson finds him in the corner. Launches it inside of Porter and comes up with the block. Down low, that's the Raptors big. Number 20, Zion Gibson. Williams are on the floor. Angling right. Gets to the rim and is able to absorb the contact for another foul. This one on Gus Johnson. And Williams sinks that one. Even to score up at 2. Reminder that at the shootout, it's 2 20-minute halves with an always running clock here, so games are cut a little bit shorter. The court is half size compared to what these players are used to playing on during the regular season. Number 20, Zion Gibson. Finds Eaton. Eaton looking. Johnson tied on him. Another foul is drawn. Going into this game, DePaul seen as a very highly touted team, coming off of a back-to-back-to-back state title campaign. 3 state titles in a row, are currently the 3A Illinois state champions. Rich Township, meanwhile, coming off a very impressive season. Made it all the way to the semifinals, beating Kenwood on the way in an OT thriller. Came up just short of the state title game. Fortunately, over the offseason, had to deal with the departure of highly talented guard Al Brooks. However, they do have some special returning players that played a key role in last season's success, such as Jaden Williams, Troy Gardner. Meanwhile, DePaul are looking to win 4 straight state titles, and it looks like they will have the personnel to do it, with Gus Johnson, A.J. Chambers, Ryken Wu, and Rayshawn Porter all returning for the senior season. Hardly lost anyone significant. Williams now looking inside, number 5, Kevon Ammons. And Johnson strips it away with Porter on the fast break. It's going to go up and detonates at the rim. Porter is going to be a highly viewed prospect in these next tournaments to come. This is the opening of the recruiting window for sophomores. Several days ago, June 15th, was when coaches were allowed to start getting into contact. Rayshawn Porter himself is a senior, but he's already drawing a lot of interest. Just recently picked up an offer from DePaul to match a few other several Division I offers. Over 100 college coaches in attendance at the shootout. Several of them being from high major Division I Power 5 programs. You can bet that if you were going to have their eyes on this game here on Court 5 today. Chambers surveying the floor. Gets it to Choice. Choice digging inside. Able to scoop it up and in for the and one there. He'll go to the line. Checking in now, number 40, Zion Lee. Another player that was listed as one to watch going into this tournament. 2026 recruit, looking to make a splash in his senior season. But it cannot be overstated the importance of this event. The first major high school tournament since the recruiting window had opened for sophomores on June 15th. This is the time for players to show out in front of coaches that they want to see at the next level. Another foul drawn in the paint. And we can anticipate some high-paced, back-and-forth action between both teams, given the size of the court. Chambers will go to the line. He was another key figure in their state title run last season, along with Wu and Porter. Operating at point guard, he's definitely open to sharing the sugar. Finding his teammates Porter and Wu often at the wing or under the rim. Gibson with it now. Winters. Still Rich, looking to penetrate, still outside the perimeter. Goes up for a three. That one bounces out. Chambers now, pushing the pace and throws out of bounds, trying to find Lee in the interior. Winters heaves up a three. That one bounces outside the backboard. DePaul leading 12-6 in these opening minutes. Reminder that these are 20-minute halves with a running clock. Lee with the now being hounded on defense by Ammons. Chambers going inside and getting the tough finish under the rim. Williams now spinning under duress. Offensive foul given. Chambers now. Interesting matchup for wing player Porter. Sets a screen for Wu. Chambers now looking for options. Cross-court heave, that's number 24 as Walker. And just falls short for Zion Lee there. Back on the transition now, it's the Raptors. Williams, who is the Raptors' marksman in their playoff run last season, made a few crucial threes to secure the win over the Kenwood Broncos. Wu tries his luck for three, misses, but Chambers there with the rebound is able to put it back for two. This team, they've been playing with each other for 3 years now, coming up on their fourth. So much chemistry has been forged amidst these three state title runs, especially between teammates Raikang Wu and Rayshawn Porter. Not only do they play both at high school for the DePaul Prep Rams, but also at the club circuit level for Illinois Wolves. These two have been tearing it up at AAU all summer. Porter hands it off to Chambers, top of the key. Tries to find Porter inside, but he's met by 3 Raptors bodies ready to pounce on that. Williams crossing up Chambers. Williams driving inside now, blocked by Porter. And now it's going the other way for the Rams. Able to reach up and get that one off the backboard. Porter now hesitating and going inside and gets another tough and one. Lays it in with the left hand. Incredible usage of athleticism there from the 6'7" wing player. Able to switch to his non-dominant hand and get the tough lay. Rich Township, coached by Coach of the Year in the Chicagoland area last year, Lou Adams. Won several state titles with a 1A school named Crane a few years ago, and now it's taking his talents to the 4A level. Williams shoots up a 3. No good on that one. Still yet to connect from outside the line yet this game for the Raptors. Pat Lovell finding Ryken Wu outside. Marked by Chase Bradford. Pocket pass to Chambers. That one falls just short, but Chambers able to collect. Ryken Wu out to Lovell, who hoists up a 3. And it's good. Nothing but net on that one. DePaul running up the score here early, up 23-6. 7:44 left to go in this first half. Timeout called as the Raptors need to regroup here. And you could just feel the absence of that former presence they had in Al Brooks down low. He was able to clog up so much of the interior the past season. And now they just don't have that anymore, allowing DePaul and Biggs, Rayshawn Porter, and Pat Lovell to drive through. Their talent allows them to create that space down low, and then when the pressure collapses, they're able to kick it back out to Wu, who's able to spot one up for 3 almost always. DePaul Prep beating Brother Rice last year in the 3A state final in a double overtime thriller. The Rams coached by venerated and highly respected member of the IHSA committee, Mark Kleinschmidt, who's been in this game for decades now. And that's number 22, Chase Bradford, unloading on a 3 there, no good from the corner. Ryken Wu now looking to go quick the other way. Porter out to Lee and back to Porter. Wu now shooting up another 3 and bang, it's good. Bradford tried to create some commotion in the follow through there, clapping in his face, but it was to no avail. And Wu now with the strip. You can just see they're pushing the pace the other way, trying to catch him out of transition. Corner 3 for Wu. Just off the mark. Bradford out to Williams, who's money from there usually, but that one can't go. Wu now, baseline jumper. No good, but Chambers jumps and collects. Williams goes up and high. Gus Johnson able to reach forward for that. Chambers now around the cross court. Lost one up and Porter puts it down. That Blake choice to Rayshawn Porter connection is good for another 2. The Rams extend their lead to 22 points. Coming up on 5 remaining in this first half. Bradford. The handle is lost by number 14, Patrick Edwards. Incredible defensive tenacity there from Choice to knock that one loose. You can see in these opening minutes, Kleinschmidt has not opted to go for many changes in personnel. For the most part, has kept the same core 5 out on the court. We've seen Zion Lee come in for a few minutes, but for the most part, it's been that 3 or 4 that they've been trying to establish as they're going to play a key role in this 2025-26 campaign. And here's Choice now on the breakaway. And draws the foul as he goes up to the rim. Right, Cameron hoists up a 3. And Porter puts it down off of the miss. Just an absolute force to be reckoned with in the paint. A force that the Raptors cannot stop at the moment. That one goes high off the glass by number 5, Kevon Ammons. Rich Township putting the state on notice last season in the late fall with an incredible run of playoff games. Start off knocking off number 2 ranked at the time, Marist, 86-85 in overtime, and followed that up with a win away against Homewood Flossmoor, a team that they had lost to previously in the season. 77-64, they won that one. And then another nail-biter win against Kenwood 3 days later, knocking off some of the top-ranked teams in the state there. This time beating Kenwood by 5 in overtime. And then ultimately losing to Warren Township 4 days later in the state semifinals, who would go on to be the state runner-ups. Porter now at the line. In the corners, number 35, Caleb Minter. Raptors have not been able to connect from 3 so far this game. Chambers gets it knocked away. This is Chase Bradford. That's finding Ammons once again. This time, strokes home the 3. Raptors still have not reached the double-digit mark yet this half. 30-9 the score. Wu now, straightaway 3. That one too strong. Bradford. This is Blake Choice on Bradford. Choice able to grab it away after Chambers steps in front to knock away that pass. Zion Lee now. Chambers in the corner. Baseline feed to Porter, who's able to put it in. Great movement there from Porter to get free of his man. Right, Ken Wu. hitting the ground and knocked that one out of bounds. Grit and hustle being shown early from this DePaul prep team. Treating this summer showcase like the real thing. The work ethic and virtues that Kleinschmidt has instilled into this team is evident so far in these early stages. Wu now. He's been toying with this defender, Caleb Minter. Minter now muscling up against him. Choice. Outside to Chambers. Chambers looking, able to turn in on, that's number 20, Zion Gibson once again, able to angling left. Behind the back, here's Porter. He's going to hesitate once again. Find Chambers in the corner. And switches home to 3. 35-9 now the score. Less than 20 seconds remaining. Raptors going to look to have one more final score here before the half ends. Bradford able to get loose there. No one marking him at down low, but he still cannot connect. And there's Porter with the final bucket of the first half. And Ammons cannot get that one off in time. The score stands as 37-9 in favor of the DePaul College Prep Rams as we conclude the first half here. Coach Lou Adams for the Raptors, not that impressed with what he's seen from his team so far. DePaul is slated to play Stevenson at 2:45 on court 4 later today. And then on Saturday, we'll go ahead and play Deerfield. And the highly touted prospect, Jake Pollock. Pollock and Wu share a commonality as both have received offers from Dartmouth in the last few months. And they will conclude the RB Summer Shootout by playing against Rock Island at 10:45 a.m. tomorrow. Off the immediate glance, it seems that this Rich Township team is not as stacked as they were last season. In their 2024-25 campaign, they entered the regular season really high in the preseason rankings. Played a few out-of-state opponents. Didn't have the best results against them, but then turned things around at the Pontiac Holiday Tournament over in the winter during Christmas break. Notched a few impressive wins there that bumped them up in the rankings to the top 5. And then, of course, their playoff run, which put the state on notice. Looking across the hardwood on the other floor, main gym court 4. Seems that St. Ignatius leads Rock Island 32-29. Ignatius have a few talented prospects themselves, including Chris Bolte, who recently picked up an offer from Holy Cross. He is slated to have a massive 2025-26 campaign in his senior season. A few other names to watch on that court. Nico Harris, Amir Tucker, Josiah Hall, and DJ Caldwell for the Wolfpack are ones to watch. Meanwhile, for the Rocks, hailing from Southern Illinois, Arthur Abbey will be the catalyst of that offense. That one a much closer affair than what we're seeing right now on court 5. Rams leading by 28 at the break. Coming up after this game, Kankakee will take on Bennett in another very enticing matchup. After this one concludes, right now though, it's Wu, top of the key. Met by a few Raptors bodies, and they'll work it around the perimeter. Johnson battling up against Ammons there. Gets the better of him, hooks it over. And that one bounces just short, but Short's able to come up with the rebound, recycle it to Chambers. And now it's Wu being defended by Eaton. Choice steps back, can't connect on that one, but Wu able to hustle in from outside and grab the rebound, and Choice will heave up a second attempt. That one too short once again. And now it's Ammons racing down the floor. Too fast, in fact, as Chambers picks up that rebound, and Wu unloads for three. Got it. He lasers that one home. 40-9 now. This is a rout. We're seeing Jaden Williams pulls up from mid-range. That one rims out. Wu will try his luck once again. And Chambers went up for the rebound, but it's Williams that's able to corral it. Ammons from center court. And that one lasers in. 12 points now for the Raptors as they've eclipsed the double-digit mark finally. Williams seems like he'll be the table setter in this year's offense for the Raptors. 6'3" guard. After the loss of Al Brooks, it seems that Williams is poised to take over and run this backcourt for the Raptors. Porter there inbounds it into Chambers. Rocking the fire and ice high tops. And there's Choice trying to lift it in there, but can't get it to go. Going under though. And there's Porter with the helping hand, able to just tap that one into the basket. 30-point lead now as the score stands as 42-12. And Eaton battling up against Wu. Wu and Porter have been working in tandem to supply this offense with a barrage of points, like they do for the Illinois Wolves during the AAU season. Impressive inbound there by Gibson, able to somehow get it to the center of the key to Williams. Williams will hoist a corner three. That one off the attachment. Porter running left, trying to get it up and under the arms of Williams, who falls to the ground but can't get it. You can see there, nice valiant attempt by number 5, Ron Ammons. He's able to avoid the reach of Chambers on that. Would have been a foul, surely, if you lean into that contact. Chambers crossing up Minter. Porter once again able to put it down over the head of Kevon Ammons. Porter giving Ammons space, so he'll hoist one. Not a chance. Kankakee versus Bennett set to tip off at 1:50 p.m. A lot of promising talent on that court. Kankakee, one of the more exciting teams to watch in the state, led by one of the top recruits of the class of 2026, Lincoln Williams. He was able to collect a gauntlet of talent beside him, such as E.J. Hazlett, a transfer from Indiana, already himself fielding a few Division I offers, such as from Kent State and other programs in the Midwest. Follow that up with some other players to complement their play, such as Kanaz Jackson and Maya Thompson. You could have the formula for a state-winning team there. But they'll have to get through Bennett today, the team who are the current champions of 4A. And they're led by Jaden Wright and Colin Stack. Stack is a 7-foot beast inside the paint. It'll be interesting to see that matchup between him, Williams, and Hazlett. And great show of athleticism there by Chambers. Gets the two-hand stuff with Kevon Amos driving into the cup. Williams muscling up against Pat Lovell. Spinning around. And that falls west of the basket. Playing cleanup is number 24, Kelby Young, with his first minutes into the game. And here's Chambers, the trigger man for this DePaul Prep offense. Lavelle cutting inside. Chambers finding Johnson, who gets a mid-range jumper to go. Johnson listed as a 6'7" forward. Tied for the tallest player in height on this team with Rayshawn Porter. Williams falling down, cannot get that basket. And it's Lavelle here who'll take a three. Hesitate over. Can't sink that one though. And it's Tayshawn Eaton with the rebound. Mario Winters now trying to get downhill and throws that one away. A miscommunication between him and Kelby Young. Chase Bradford back in the game. Main defender to Ryken Wu, who now takes it up. Rayshawn Porter checks out and plays for Zion Lee. Here's Wu looking, he'll wheel it to Lavelle, who finds, and now here's Lee inside. Muscling up against Jaden Williams and gets that tough basket under. Jeremiah Weatherford, a sophomore, the youngest player on this Raptors roster, checking into the game. Here's Young now up against Johnson. And the physical stature that Johnson possesses is just too much for the newly acclimated Young. Williams now being hounded by Choice. And this imposing DePaul Prep defense. And yeah, that was a clear double dribble there by Chase Bradford. Reminiscent of the double dribble taken by Emmanuel Sharp in the closing seconds of the NCAA March Madness final between Duke and Houston. He wishes he had that one back. Like a 2 a.m. text. Here's Choice now going up. It's going to go the other way now. Raptors ball. And it's Weatherford. Pirouetting. And high arcing mid-range jumper that falls. New spark of energy provided by Weatherford there. Hoping to continue this. And here's Johnson now. Open three. Can't take advantage, and it's Williams. Getting down the court fast. Crossing to his left, and it's Wu getting down there. Dislodging it from Williams. Wu so far has been both a presence in front and behind the ball. Zion Lee, jumper over Williams. No good, and it's Williams now. Snatching it from Johnson. Getting down the hill. And he is met by Pat Lovell there. Knocks it away. Inbound it to Williams. Contact is drawn. And he'll go to the line now for 2. This is Rich's first game of the 3-day tournament. They'll seek to change their fortunes here in these upcoming games. It seems that this one may be a lost cause. They'll play Matea Valley on East Gym Court 6 at 2:45 p.m. today. And they'll follow that up on Saturday against St. Lawrence, an impressive team from the 3A, early at 8:55 a.m. before finally closing it out with a game against Alton and Samaj Stampley at 10:45 a.m. Both of these teams will not be playing Sunday. Here's Wu. Risky pass inside. Choice able to get it. Finds Lee up top. Lee hoisting one. Williams able to scoop up above Lee on the fast break. And that one just falls short. Can't get enough oomph on that. Lovell finding Wu. Was looking to create some magic here at the top of the court. Trying to get inside on Weatherford. Can't do it. Gets it out to Choice. Mid-range J. And it's Minter who collects the rebound. Gets it to their triggerman and number 22, Chase Bradford. And he'll unload on one, and that one falls way short. Choice able to grab the rebound there. Wu keeps it in. On the right wing here. Angling inside and able to lay it over Caleb Minter for a 2-point conversion there. Tabal have reached 50 on the day. And they lead by 31 as a timeout is taken by Coach Kleinschmidt. Premier event here in Illinois taking place over this next weekend. Friday through Sunday, 84 of the top teams in the state have come here to showcase their talents in front of a plethora of college coaches. Here's Lee. Inside to Porter, battling up against Williams. And he'll make that shot over Ammons. Inside to Porter once again. Wheeling and dealing, and that's against number 14, Patrick Edwards. Deposits at the bank to put DePaul Prep up by 30. Corner shot by Ammons, and it's sunk. Less than 8 minutes remain now in this game. Raptors looking for a resurgence here. It's going to be a traveling call on Chambers. Jeremiah Weatherford, the sophomore point guard. Being shadowed by Pat Lovell. Switches it. Weatherford now, once again. Skip pass to Kevon Ammons, and Chambers is able to knock it loose there. Porter tries to keep it in play, but the ref sees it sail out of bounds before doing so. Carrying it down and no rush is A.J. Chambers. Here's Wu. Dishes it inside to Chambers, who finds Zion Lee underneath. And it's going to be another traveling call. That was an easy bucket. That's going to be denied by the referee. Zion Gibson back in the game, accompanied by Weatherford, Patrick Edwards, Kevon Ammons, and that's Kayla Minter out on the wing. And here he is. Porter gets the stuff there. Able to knock it off the glass. Porter unloads on a three. Too strong, that one bounces off the back end of the rim. Woo with the steal. Being chased by Williams, able to lay it up and under. And that's the kind of hustle play that college coaches are going to be looking for here at this event. Getting it done on both ends of the floor. The speed and urgency that he plays at is certainly admirable. Lavelle here now, off the steal by Wu. Reset with Chambers. Lavelle looking, finds Wu, finds a spot on the elbow and gets the three. Once again, Wu getting it done. And that one sails over the arm of Porter. Basket by Kevon Ammons there. Clock winding down here. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Porter looking for options. Finds it in the form of Chamber, and Porter able to jump over the undersized arms of Jeremiah Weatherford. 59-26 to score. DePaul leading by 3. And Chambers picks up the foul, committing the crime against Weatherford. For all practical matters, a completely dominant playoff run by the DePaul Prep Rams en route to another state championship. Decimating North Chicago by 50 points. Then going on to beat Carmel. Then St. Viator. Then beating Deerfield, who they'll play later on in this tournament. Followed by wins against Kaneland, Glenwood, and then beating Brother Rice in double overtime, 55-52. Checked in now for the Rams, that's number 15. Eli Gatas. Weatherford mirrored by choice. Winters. And it's down low to Tajon Eaton, who finishes at the rim. Patrick Edwards, rather. Chambers surveying his options. Quick give and go there between him and Choice. DePaul playing a low block right now. 2 bodies down low. And here's Chambers getting to the rack. Finds Gus Johnson, who keeps the dribble. It's going to go out of bounds. Raptors will stay with it. Not many flashy offensive performances seen so far from the Raptors, but they've done somewhat of a serviceable job holding DePaul. They're limiting their opportunities the best they can down low. But DePaul have been connecting from the perimeter all game. And when that opens up for them, it's hard to contain their options down low. 1:05 remaining here, and they're going to call this one early. 59-28, the final score for the DePaul Prep Rams. An impressive and promising start to this 25-26 campaign as they seek a fourth straight title. And from one state championship to another, Bennett now enters the court. And they'll take on the up-and-coming Kankakee K's, led by that backcourt trio of E.J. Hazlett, Lincoln Williams, and Myer Thompson. That game underway in a few minutes. And welcome back to the RB Summer Shootout as we sit to get underway for tip-off in these next few moments. Bennett, the reigning 4A state champions, will take on the Kankakee K's on court 5 in the main gym of Riverside Brookfield. Starting 5 for the Red Wings will be Jaden Wright, number 2, Zayden Henley, number 2, Perry Cheney, number 23, Ethan McDermott, number 24, Ed Stasis, and of course, their big man, number 40, Colin Stack. And right away, Cheney will pull a 3 from the corner. Can't get that one to go, but it's Ethan McDermott there with the rebound and the first points of the game. On the other side now, it's Kankakee taking it down court. Lincoln Williams tries driving early there against Stack. That'll be one to watch, the duel between those two for the rest of this game. Williams coming into this game playing for Mac Irvin Fire at AAU. One of the top prospects in this 2026 senior class. What makes Kankakee so exciting this year is that they have just picked up a transfer in the form of E.J. Hazlett. Number 25 on the court. He's fielding a few offers. Coming in from Indiana, he fields a few offers from the Midwest, including from Kent State and other programs. And there's E.J. Hazlett with a bucket early. Here's Wright now, who plays his club ball for Illinois Wolves. He'll sling one to Stasis, who finds Cheney on the other side of the corner. And he draws the foul there. Wright, once again, wheeling left, gets it over the hand of Williams. Puts Bennett ahead by 2 as they lead 6-4. In the green shirt for the Kankakee K's is Kenaz Jackson. Lincoln Williams, number 12, is Meyer Thompson. Number 3, Cedric Terrell. And of course, E.J. Hazlett, number 25. Marking big man Colin Stack. And Wright is under duress, and he'll throw that one away to Jackson, who pounces on it, but it's knocked loose by Wright. Going the other way now in transition. And Stasis goes up and under for the nice lay. He'll be one to monitor throughout this next season. An up-and-coming prospect that could turn into a trifecta of players for Bennett. Meyer Thompson able to penetrate through the middle of the lane. 8-6 now, still Bennett leading. Here's Wright, commandeering the offense. Fighting Perry Cheney out wide. Ethan McDermott seizes the opportunity, goes inside, and gets fouled on the follow-through. Bennett Academy picking up a 4A state title in March after beating Warren 55-54. Having to beat the number 1 prospect in the state of Illinois in Jackson Davis in a tough one. Before that, able to overcome the likes of Evanston, Quincy, Downers Grove North, even Wabansie Valley, en route to a successful state title run. They're coached by Gene Heidkamp, a guy who's seasoned and been in the game for quite a while now. Had multiple third-place finishes in his tenure, but was finally able to capture the big one in mid-March. McDermott now up against Jackson. And here's McDermott pulling a 3, and that one lasers home. 13-9 now for the Bennett Red Wings. Cedric Terrell fighting Williams up top, and it's Thompson. Up to Hazlett. Hazlett dealing up against Stack. Hesitates and draws the foul. Offensive foul, and it's going to go the other way now for the Red Wings. McDermott up against Jackson. It'll be interesting to see this season how Kankakee deals with the high pressure and expectations. They'll finally be recognized as one of the top teams in the state. Meyer Thompson, who was a key piece in last season's success. Jackson now jumping to keep that one in. Working against Perry Cheney and finds Williams up top. Back with Thompson, who pulls the three in the corner. And that one bounces off. And it's Stack who's able to come up with the rebound. Hard for him not to, standing at above 7 feet. Right, dialing one up from distance. And it's Stack who throws it down for the conversion. Thompson with it again. Hazlett up top. Cheney keeps it in with the acrobatics, but it's Hazlett who pivots and finds the back of the basket. Tight game early here, not like what we saw in the previous one against DePaul and Rich Township. Perry Cheney working hard against Meyer Thompson and draws the foul. Bennett, although still fielding a strong team, not expected to reach the heights of last season as they have lost a couple key pieces, one of them being forward Daniel Poliakonis, who's going to be taking his talents to Southern Illinois. Also Blake Fagbemi, the leading guard for last year's team, the catalyst of their offense, led the team in assists. He will be going to the University of Illinois, playing D1 basketball in the Big Ten next season. And Jada Wright is chopped from behind by Cedric Terrell. That'll be a foul, and Wright will go to the line. Wright, another one of the Red Wings' leading scorers from last season's offense. Him and Stack were two of the members of the starting five, Ed Stasis being the other one. New into the game for the Red Wings, number 21, Tyler Saboko, and number 22, Aiden Renneker. Hazlett finding Thompson out in the corner. From inside, draws another foul. Thompson making his presence known early. He will shoot two now. And diving on the ground, a pile of humanity between Bennett and Kankakee will end up with the case. Terrell will inbound it. Keep an eye on Lincoln Williams throughout this game. He's the needle mover for this Kankakee offense. Meyer Thompson serving as the floor general right now, setting his team in motion. Terrell trying to find space off of Aiden Renneker. Tries to get the finish under the contact, but can't get it to go, and it's going to go the other way now with the Bennett Red Wings. And he'll go pull up from 3. That's right. Stasis tries to get the rebound. It's going to end up back in the hands of Wright. Cross court pull there. Inside to Saboka, who can't connect on the layup. Thompson back with it. Tries to draw some movement from Saboka, but won't get him to bite. Williams, though, going underneath. Can't get the finish. Been a tight-knit affair so far. And there's Aiden Reneker fouling it up from distance. Setting Bennett apart just a little further now, leading 20-11. Terrell will try his luck from downtown. Too much on that one. In the hands of Saboka. Hands it off to Wright, who will take it down the court. And Wright will go inside and put it up and under off the glass. Forces head coach Chris Pickett to take a timeout. Bennett leading 22-11 in these opening phases. And simultaneously on the other court right now, we have Whitney Young taking on Loyola Academy. Whitney Young led by one of the top players in the state, and Marquise Clark, who's back for his senior year. Loyola, though, has a trio of talent, and Trey Williams, Sam Golden, and Luke Alvarez, all returning players that'll definitely leave an indelible imprint on the backcourt for the Ramblers. And you can see here, King and Keys regrouping. They're definitely down in numbers right now compared to the likes of Bennett. Could not field a complete roster for today's event. Left 4 spots open on the box score. Checking in now for Bennett is number 1, Grant Bergman. Back with it now is King and Key. Looking to turn this around little by little. Williams feeds one in to Thompson. And it's Hazlett looking to get some work done inside. Corner 3 there from Williams, and that's off the mark. And there with the rebound is Grant Bergman. Taking it down, but he's being hounded by Meyer Thompson and gives it off to Saboka. Stasis feeds Stack. Stack will go for the mid-range. Ices that one in. No match for Lincoln Williams. Or rather, vice versa. Just too tall to have any real significant coverage. And there's Stasis with the stuff. Helping out Stack on the block there. And it's Bergman now setting the table for Bennett after Jaden Wright checks out. It's going left now for Bennett. And that was Stasis driving in, and he draws the contact, absorbing the foul. Perry Chaney at the scores table looking to check in. We'll take Stasis' spot. Advarta States is definitely one to watch, not only in this tournament, but in the upcoming regular season for Bennett. Thompson, a corner 3, off the attachment. Williams can't come away with it, and it's in the hands of Stack. Pushing it down the floor. Here's Chaney now with it on the corner. Dealing against Jackson and finds that's Reneker out wide. Two new players, one new face for Bennett. Checking in now, number 20, Ryan Walsh. Rocking the rec specs. Here's right now. Taking it back up. Walsh just newly checked in against Cedric Terrell. Back out with Wright. Around the horn now. This time with Bergman. John forced some space, and there's Wright. Long three. That one no good. Williams with the rebound, and it's Terrell. Intercepted there by Walsh. Making a defensive impact. Second Sapar checking into the game. Walsh with it. Lost it. There is Bergman connecting with Colin Stack, who jams that one home. Stack, an Indiana State commit. Bergman snatches that one out of the air, and he'll take it down the court quickly. Perry Cheney with it now. Stack from distance. Not where he usually goes. E.J. Hazlett battling against Stack here. Able to draw the contact and make the bucket. Getting it off the fiberglass there for two. And with that, Stack will check out of the game now. Making way for Jaden Wright. Bennett with the loss of Stack, now dealing with a smaller five on the court. Hazlett, the tallest player on both sides. Cheney up top. It's right on the left wing. He'll slither left. He'll get the lay, but it'll be a foul. Ryan Walsh, a straightaway three. Bullseye. 29-14 now for the Red Wings. Williams still yet to get going in this game, but once he does, he will be domineering. And it's Terrell now pirouetting and gets the turnaround jumper. Jaden Wright. He himself is fielding a couple mid-major Division I offers. Highly talented recruit from Lisle, Illinois. Perry Cheney picks up his own rebound. Is able to get it in. Using the square once again. 31-16 now for the Bennett Red Wings. Coming up on 3:30 remaining in this first half. Jackson able to keep it in, but it's Wright who snatches it away. Carries it down quickly. Here's McDermott stepping beside Jackson, and it's Williams now who comes up with it. And there's Kaz Jackson firing and converting. Pulls it a little bit closer now. And there's Perry Cheney getting down low. All the transition, correct pass mistakes. And it's Cedric Terrell now. Going left. Falling out of bounds. Foul drawn. It's McDermott who commits the crime. E.J. Hazlett, formerly from Franklin Central out of Indiana. offers from Indiana State and Kent State. And he's looking to pick up some more recruitment interest in this upcoming weekend. Kankakee set to take on a variety of tough opponents. They played Evanston to begin their day at 12 p.m. Playing state champions Bennett right now. Evanston, third place finishers in last year's 4A state standings. And then on Saturday, they will take on Hinsdale Central early on at 8 a.m. and finish off their weekend playing at 9:50 against Bolingbrook. Bolingbrook also a new look team with a highly touted transfer in TJ Williams, the guard from Glenbard West. Hazlett now buries that free throw. And it's right up against Thompson. Backpedaling away, and he'll knock that one in over Thompson. Less than a minute remaining now. Right, the catalyst for this Bennett offense in this opening half. Here's Terrell going inside. Another foul drawn. Stack's mere presence in the game closes so many lanes in the zone for Kankakee. They're forced to resort to other options. And depth and fatigue may be an issue as we inch closer towards the conclusion of this game. Not a lot of bodies that Coach Pickett deems significant enough to receive minutes here. And it's leading to some tired legs for the K's in this starting five. Cedric Terrell at the line. Sinks that one home. Jaden Wright sizing up the Kankakee defense. 15 seconds remaining. He'll dive right. He's staying up top. Now he'll go right it once in again. Tries to loft it over. Kanaz Jackson can't get it to go. It's going to be one final possession here for Kankakee. They can get it through. And Kanaz Jackson cannot get it off in time, so it will end with Bennett up by 12 heading into the break. back with more second half action. Kankakee trailing the Red Wings by 12, heading into 20 more minutes of play. The K's beginning the second half with the same starting five that began the game, with Lincoln Williams, E.J. Hazlett, Kanaz Jackson, Meyer Thompson, and Cedric Terrell. Same starting five for Bennett as well that opened things up here. And here's Stack trying to claw onto that one. Bennett will maintain possession down low. Getting free is McDermott, who pulls one from the wing and is able to hit it. 38-23 now. Hazlett taking it down the court. Williams drops one in for Terrell. Top of the key. Flings one to Meyer Thompson, who cannot connect. Too strong on the attempt from beyond the arc. Thompson will be reset with it after Williams collects the rebound. Baseline feed now to Williams. Is going to go to work at the paint. And that's Ethan McDermott, who tips it away out of bounds. Kanaz Jackson. Jumper that sails over Perry Cheney and gets in for the bucket. McDermott now looking for Wright. Wright surveying his options. Finding Edvardis Stasis going left on the stop and go. And will be fouled as he tries to go through. E.J. Hazlett exasperated, making his claim to the ref that he did not reach in. The duo of Lincoln Williams and E.J. Hazlett will be one to note for the oncoming season. Both two highly talented prospects that are expected to play at the Division I level. Williams tries to throw that one away and gets fouled while fighting Thompson. Impressive there for him to thread the needle between two defenders. Lincoln Williams playing for Matt Gervin Fire. Fielding a range of offers right now. Stace is up against Williams, harassing his defender. Gliding to the rim, gets fouled on the follow through. He will go to the line now. Bennett has extended their lead to 15 points now. 4 minutes have gone by in this second half action. Now we see number 22, Aiden Renneker, at the table ready to check in. Jaden Wright loses the handle, gets stripped of the ball, but it's going to go out of bounds and stay in favor of Bennett. And Wright launches that to Renneker to keep it in, and he'll hoist a three for himself. Too much on that one, and it's going to end up back with Kankakee. Thompson. Marched by newly checked in Renneker. And Redeker's going to hack at Thompson as he twirls around in the paint. Back and forth battle on the other court. Main gym, court 4, 26-21. Loyola Academy leads. No lead is safe, though, when going up against Marquise Clark on the other end. Wright will do well to be the first one to that rebound. Intercepted by Myra Thompson now. And that's Wright able to knock it loose. It's going to stay with the K's, but great work right there by Wright to get back on defense. Into the game again is Tyler Sabolka and Grant Bergman. We've seen how both Bergman and Wright have commandeered the offense at times when they've not been together on the court. Now we'll see them both paired up together. Wright tries to keep that one in, but ends up in the hands of Hazlett. Here's Williams now on the fast break. Outside Hazlett comes into the left. And there's Williams with a put down. And that's one of the first explosive plays we've seen from that duo here today. Head coach Pickett's going to be looking to see more of that. Williams is the spark plug of this offense. And there's Stack unloading one over the arms of Williams. Myra Thompson stopped by Sabolka. He'll angle left. Almost with a tough finish over two defenders. He'll draw the foul nonetheless. Lincoln Williams, the most highly sought after prospect on the court probably right now. Offers from UNLV, Virginia Tech, TCU, St. Louis, and of course University of Illinois as well. Become a sensation as well on the club circuit for Mac Irvin Fire. Formerly on the team for Mac Irvin Fire was Devin Cleveland, who transferred to La Lumiere Academy in Indiana. Which has been a relevant topic in the recent months of the transfers that have played the Illinois basketball field, as we've seen the likes of Andre Tyler, a highly sought after recruit from Simeon, leave Illinois to go to Arizona. Devin Cleveland, an ESPN top 15 prospect in the class of 2027. He's departed to go to La Lumiere. And then, of course, Davion Thompson, the Chicago Sun-Times Player of the Year, leaving Bolingbrook for Link Academy in Missouri. A lot of talent that's just been exiting Illinois recently, leaving only really Jackson Davis, who was named the Gatorade Player of the Year, left as one of the top national recruits left in the state. Bergman hands it off to Wright. On the other side now there with Edward Stasis. Kicked out back to Wright. Stack tried to free himself of Williams. Lofted up. Back with Wright. Attacking the baseline. Launches that one towards the other end, and it's Suresh Terrell comes away with it. And Hazlett tips it in for the score. And King and Kiev cut this lead to only 9 now. Almost halfway through the second half. Wright able to stay with it, but it's going to be a jump ball after Thompson falls on top of him like whipped cream on a sundae. Carrying it down to Cedric Terrell. Jaden Wright trying to pilfer that one away. Lincoln Williams with the finish over Stasis. Bennett's premier defender, given the tough assignment of marking Lincoln Williams, not something many people can do in the state of Illinois. Ethan McDermott now working against Cedric Terrell. That's knocked away, and Terrell is there with the coverage. He's been pestering Ethan McDermott all day. Perry Cheney looking to open things up for this offense. Ryan Walsh pulls one and connects. A struggle underneath the rim as Jaden Wright falls down and Hazlett falls with his weight on top of him. Hazlett pleads his case to the referee. Hailing from Franklin Central of Indiana, an exciting recruit to watch. One of the more notable transfers into the state of Illinois for this upcoming season, alongside Tim Winkler, a recruit from Florida who will be joining Romeoville. He himself holds a few Division I offers, and there's Williams sidestepping down low and getting the finish with the left-hand lay. Perry Cheney carrying up the court now. Engineering the offense in place of Wright. Ryan Walsh. Backed up by Knaz Jackson, and it's with Ethan McDermott, who finishes over Lincoln Williams. Bennett maintaining a steady distance from Kankakee, leading 45-35. Wright's able to come away with that one as it floats just short of the rim. Stasis down low. Over Hazlett and in. 47-35 now. Whistle called. Hazlett struggling under the reach, and it's going to be traveling after being hounded by Perry Cheney and Edward Stasis. It's a packed building here today. Hundreds of college coaches in attendance, including many mid-major to high-major D1 coaches, as well as a few celebrities. We had Modest Buzelis here in the building earlier for the first round of games. Edward Stasis going underneath. Tries to get it up and under, but can't, under by Hazlett. McDermott able to keep it. Cheney by Terrell. There really has not been much movement of players by Kankakee this whole game, and it seems that Cheney's able to take advantage of that, finishing under a tired Cedric Terrell. Lack of depth offers its own advantage, as low as this starting five is able to build chemistry throughout the season. It's most likely what head coach Chris Piggott is going to elect to go with through the fall. So he wants these players to get acclimated to each other's playing styles. McDermott, right now, back with McDermott. In the corner, uncorking a three, and kaboom! Connects to extend their lead, 52-38 now for the Red Wings. They've established a 14-point lead, not letting Kankakee get within striking distance. Falling down, Williams somehow gets it to get Jackson. Hazlett in the corner. Back outside to Terrell, who's able to find Jackson all the way on the corner. Thompson around the horn now. Here's Tyler Terrell pulling one from deep. And it's Walsh who comes away with it, and he's going to wrestle there for another jump ball. Williams pulls one from deep and nails the three there. The number one 2026 prospect getting his mojo back after a slow first half. Blocked there. Now a strong defensive play to back up that offensive play, but there's Wright to splash one in the face of Jackson. So it's 55-41 now. Bennett 14 up with 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Cedric Terrell navigating inside. Williams from three. And he still stays hot with back-to-back three-point conversions there. Kankakee within 11. Cheney quickly down the court. Just hands that off to Colin Stack, who finishes under the rim. Put that on a platter for the Indiana State commit to jam that one home. Williams now sprays it to Terrell. And that one falls wide of the mark. Coming next after Kankakee versus Bennett on court 5 is Riverside Brookfield, the hosting team of this tournament, against Fenwick. Fenwick shocked a lot of people last year after having an impressive 3A season, complete with the likes of Michigan defensive end 5-star recruit in football Nate Marshall, Dominic Dupree and Ty Massareola in supporting roles, but all of those players have now graduated. So it will be a new look Friar team coming up in a few minutes. They'll be matched up against the hosting Riverside Brookfield Bulldogs, who had an underwhelming season in terms of their playoff performance, losing in the first round to Oak Lawn, who were the underdogs in that game. Dante Montgomery put on a legendary performance, not only in that game, but in the preceding matchup against Kenwood. 42-point performance when falling short to the Broncos. It was a stat line that this gym will never forget. It was played right here for the regional championships. Jaden Wright going up, met by Lincoln Williams. Foul will be called on Stasis. You can see Hyde Camp, little myth right now with his players. Aiden Reneker will now soon check into this game. Cedric Terrell nailing the bucket there from the corner. And all of a sudden, Kankakee within 8. Bergman looking to do something about it, but it's snatched away by Williams. Jaden Wright getting down the court quickly to scoop things up. Bounce pass to Bergman. Top of the arc, back with Wright. Stasis with space, and it's Stack out on the wing. Jaden Wright, cross-court launch to Perry Cheney. Inside now, Stasis just working on Williams, and it's back with Cheney outside. Driving right now is Cheney, but it's Stack with the putback dunk. Thompson watching his feet. This game getting close now, drawing the eyes of the DePaul prep coach. It's Lincoln Williams getting the bucket over Stasis. Kankakee within 7 with 1 minute left to go. And a costly turnover there for Jaden Wright as Kenaz Jackson converts on the other end. Within 5 now, 59-54 the score. Perry Cheney able to get away from the heavy coverage. Stasis looking to put one in here. And Hazlett forced to draw the foul. Stasis will go to the line now, hoping to put this game on ice. Getting a little too close for cover for the Red Wings after possessing a 14-point lead earlier in the game. That one falls west of the basket. Two-score game for the K's here. Stasis knocks down the second. And it'll be Kankakee down by 6 with 46 seconds left on the clock. They're looking to use every last bit of time that they have. Williams, it's a mismatch by Renneker. Hazlett being hounded by Stack, and he'll draw a foul going to the rim. On the other end, another tight-knit affair between Loyola Academy and Whitney Young. Loyola up by 4. 8 minutes left to go in that contest. Cam Mercer and Colin Semino lead the charge for the Riverside Brookfield Bulldogs in this next game. Colin Semino recently having picked up his first offer from Edgewood University. Cam Mercer, another highly sought after recruit. Both will be entering their senior seasons, looking to deal some damage to the newly joined Upstate 8 Conference. Hazlett knocks down the first one. 5-point game now. 36 seconds remaining. Hazlett once again. That one too strong as it goes off the backboard. And unfortunately for the Red Wings, Jaden Wright picks up the rebound, but they're going to call a travel, so it stays with Kankakee on the inbound. Still plenty of time them for here to even this game up to 60 apiece. Williams will pull one from 3, and that's blocked by Stasis. Stack will come up with it. Relentless defensive pressure from the Red Wings in these closing seconds here. Go. Set play by Gene Heitkamp here, and Jaden Wright escapes the pressure. Maneuvering through Kankakee defenders. They're going to have to draw the foul at some point. Perry Cheney down low. He'll go up, and he'll go under for the score. 62-55 now. 7 points deficit for the Kankakee K's. Lincoln Williams tries to cut one loose, but is outmatched by the big body of Ed Stasis, and that will end things here with an exclamation point as Bennett overcomes Kankakee 62-55. The state champions reign supreme yet once again, as both teams now make way here for Fenwick versus Riverside Brookfield. Fireworks in those closing seconds of the game.